This store made over $1.2 million in sales just this last month. And what if I told you that you could take a store exactly like this and copy it for yourself in just a couple of minutes for completely free without touching a single line of code? Well, today I'm going to show you how to recreate any Shopify store with the help of Claude AI. So without wasting any time, let's jump right into it. Alright, so to actually do this, we're going to need a few things. And first, we obviously need a store. And with that said, I've left a link to Shopify in the description where you can get it for just $1 a month. And it's the best tool out there right now, so be sure to check it out. Then we're going to need Claude, because that's what's going to generate the code for every section that we make for completely free. And last but not least, we're going to need the master prompt, because that's what's going to tell Claude exactly what we want, and it's going to tell it exactly how to build it. And with that said, it's going to be the first link in the description, so be sure to grab it for yourself. Alright, so with that said, once you've got all these things ready and you've picked out the store that you want to clone for yourself, the first thing that we're going to want to do when we're in Shopify is head over to the theme store and grab the Dawn theme. And to do this, all you're going to do is click Online Store, and when it loads in, all we're going to do is click Visit Theme Store. And when it loads in, you're going to want to select Free, and it should appear somewhere right here. Oh, there it is. And the reason that we're going to be using this theme is because it's clean, it's simple, and it's free. And it's the template that we're going to be building our custom store on. So with that said, once you find it, you're going to want to click it. And then when it loads in, you're going to want to click Try Theme. And when it loads in, it should take you back to the online store. And you should also get a notification saying you successfully added Dawn. And all we're going to do now is click Publish over here. And then Publish again. And with that set up, now we're going to head over to the store that we want to recreate for ourselves. And take a look at the sections that they have and the ones that we want to remake for ourselves. And this is the store that did over $1.2 million in sales last month, and we're going to be recreating for ourselves. And as you can see, it looks super clean, simple, and high quality. And that's the look that we're going to be going for when making our store. And how we're going to be cloning all these sections is actually super simple. Once you know which of them you want to recreate for yourself, let's say for example this one, then all you're going to do is take a screenshot of just this section. And one very important thing to keep in mind here is that if you don't want to end up with a buggy store with broken links and broken buttons, then you should always do just one section at a time. So with that said, the first section that I actually want to redo for myself is the announcement bar. And all I'm going to do is take a screenshot, and then we're going to head over to Claude and paste it in. And once we're here, all we're going to do is paste in the screenshot that we took. And now, to actually remake this section, we're going to need to fill in the master prompt. And as you can see, I've already filled it in, so let me run you through. And basically, the only places that you're going to want to be putting in your information are the ones that I've highlighted in yellow, which is over here and over here. And then you leave the rest as it is. And now that you know where to put your information, now let me show you what you want to put in to actually get the best result. And as you can see, the first thing that you want to tell it is, what is this section? And over here, I basically told it that this is an announcement bar with an animated 24-hour countdown timer that goes to midnight and then resets. It's located at the top of the page, and it has places where I can put text to tell my customers about product benefits, sales, or whatever I want. I want you to make the section look exactly like in the photo, which is the screenshot that we attached to this message. And basically, this is all the information that you need to put in. You just describe the section that you want to remake and the screenshot that you took. And for the page context, you have three options, which is the home page, the product page, and the collections tab. And over here, you simply select on which of these pages you're going to want to have your section on. And for us, this is the home page. So I'm going to change this products page into the home page. And once you do that, that's the whole prompt finish. And all you're going to want to do now is copy it and paste it into Claude. And once you paste it in, be sure to double check that both the prompt and the screenshot of the section that you want to recreate are both attached. And then once all that's done, you're going to want to simply hit enter. And as you can see, Claude is now building out this section. So with that said, I'll see you once it finishes. And as you can see, the code has just been generated. So all we're going to do is click this icon to copy it and head back to Shopify. And once we're here, all we're going to do is click the three dots and then click edit code. And don't worry, this might look complicated at first, but I'll walk you through everything step by step. And as you'll see, it's actually super simple. And once it loads in, you're going to want to look for the sections tab, and it should be located somewhere over here. And then you're going to want to click the little arrow, and then you're going to want to click add new file. And what you're going to want to do now is basically give a name for the section that you want to create. And for us, this is an announcement bar. so I'm going to name it announcement. And once you give it a name, the most important thing that you need to always remember is to add a .liquid at the end, because if you don't do that, then the section won't appear and won't work. So be sure to keep this in mind, as some people tend to forget about this and then wonder why their sections don't work. And then once you do that, all you're going to do is click enter, and when it loads in, you're going to want to paste in the code that Claude gave you and then click save. And when you click save and nothing pops up, then great, the section works perfectly fine. But if an error like this pops up for you as well, then don't panic. All you're going to want to do is take a screenshot of the error or copy what it says and then head back to Claude. And once you do that, then you're going to want to type in Shopify said this, fix it, and then click enter, and then it should resolve the issue that you had. And as you can see, this is the result we got. And all we're going to do is copy the second code that we got and head back to the Shopify code. And once we're here, all we're going to do is find where the error is, and it's over here. And if you can't find it, then it should be highlighted somewhere on the right side, like over here. And then we're going to basically delete this and paste in the code that Claude gave us. And once we do that, we click save, and as you can see, we didn't get any notifications, which means that the code works perfectly fine. And with that said, once everything's done, we're going to head back to the Shopify store, and once we're here, we're going to want to click edit theme, and once it loads in the header tab, when we click add section, the announcement bar should appear over here, and yeah, here it is. So let's add it to the store, and boom, as you can see, this is how it looks. And I don't have even words to describe this, because it's literally one-to-one with the store that we wanted to recreate it from. And it literally took us, I don't know, 2 minutes to do, and it was completely free. And as you can see, this is how it looks, pretty much one-to-one to the site that we took it from. And the cool thing about this is that we didn't just copy this section, instead we can actually change it to our liking. Like over here, I can change final into, let's say, summer, and then it changes it to summer clearance sale. The same over here, I can change the timer tables from hours, minutes and seconds, and you can also change the color. So let's say that our brand's color is red, so all we're going to do is click over here, change the color to red, and within seconds it changes it to the exact color that we want. As well as the typography, you can change the font size, the layout and spacing, literally anything. And that's honestly the best part about this. But now that this section's done, let's actually work on something a bit more complicated. And the section that I want to remake is this one, because it looks super clean. It has an image which showcases the product. It has social proof, some text, a money back guarantee, and a button that takes you straight to the products page once you click it. And the process of remaking this is going to be exactly the same as the announcement bar. All we're going to do is take a screenshot of just this section and paste it into Claude. And once you do that, now we're going to use the exact same prompt to put in our information in about this section. So let me run you through. And I basically described this section by saying that this is an information bar which is located under the announcement bar. As you can see, it has social proof on the left by showcasing 5 stars, and then a text field to add the number and text, then a place for a headline and subheadline of some sort, then a button that takes you to the products page, and a 30-day guarantee badge, and an image placeholder that appears on the left side. And then in brackets, I put on mobile at the top, because when making pages, literally 99% of the time, the people that enter your store are going to do that through mobile, and that's why I want to optimize especially for that. And then basically the same as before, I said that I want to make the section look exactly like in the photo I attached to this message. And then for the page context, the same as before, I left homepage. And now that everything's ready, all we're going to want to do is copy this prompt, paste it into Claude, hit enter, and I'll catch you guys once Claude generates the code. And once again, as you can see, Claude has just finished generating us the code. So all we're going to do is click copy, head back to Shopify, and once we're here, click the 3 dots, edit code. And once it loads in, then we double check if we're still in the sections tab, and if we are, then we basically hit new file and give it a name. I'm going to name it information, and as always, remember to add .liquid at the end to actually make it work. And once we hit enter, after it loads in, all we do is paste in the code and then click save. And as you can see, we didn't get any notifications, which basically means that the code works perfectly fine. And with that said, let's head over to our store to see how the generated section came out. And now that we're back here, all we're going to do is click add section, and it should be somewhere over here. And oh my god, I haven't clicked it yet, but just by looking at it, it looks one-to-one to the site that we copied it from. This thing is literally amazing. Let's actually see how it looks. And boom, once again, as you can see, it looks pretty much identical to the site that we took it from. And yeah, I don't have even words to describe this, because just the fact that all of this is free and you can do it within like 2 minutes without knowing how to code is just simply amazing. And let's actually see if we can actually change any of the text. And let's say that I want to make it 4 stars. I don't know why, but I want to make it 4 stars. Boom. Within like half a second, it changes everything. Let's say that we don't have 500,000 customers. Let's say that we only have 10,000 customers. Boom, everything changes within a second. And then when we change it to mobile, as you can see, the image appears at the top, which is basically what I told it in the prompt to do. And all of this just amazes me, because just the fact that you can do all of this for completely free without spending a single dollar and without a single piece of knowledge about how to code is just simply amazing. And it's also the reason why you should definitely take advantage of this, because just a few years ago, you had to spend at least $50 per month to actually get a custom store. And now you can do all of this for completely free. And now, for example, let's change the colors to our brand color, which is, let's say, red. We can change the guarantee icon to red. And as you can see, it changes it right away. And I can see that even the button has a gradient, just like on the competitor's site. It didn't just make one type of color, it gave us a gradient, which just shows how detailed this is. And as you can see, the prompt isn't so specific. It doesn't go into the specific stuff. It just gives an overview of what you want. You attach the image, and this is the type of quality and details that Claude does when giving you the code. And this is why this is incredible, because instead of manually searching through the code every time that you want to make a change, like for example, let's say the color, you just click what you want right here and it makes the change right away, which goes literally for anything regarding this section. Alright, and now that you know how to take pretty much any section from a competitor's site and remake it one-to-one for yourself, let's say that you also like their images and want to redo those for yourself too. And instead of just copying the images straight from the competitor, I'm going to show you how you can make similar ones that actually look better and make your brand pop. Because think about it, if you keep their exact product photos, 2 things will happen. 1, your store instantly looks like a copy to anyone who's seen theirs. And 2, you're building on someone else's content, which is never a good foundation, especially if your section layout already looks the exact same. So with that said, to make an image that is actually custom to your site, all you're going to want to do is head over to the competitor's site and find an image that you actually want to copy for yourself. And for me, I want to find an image that I can actually put over here. So with that said, I'll see you on the competitor's store. Alright, and after doing some research, this is an image that I found that I really like and would actually want to remake for myself. So all I'm going to do is right click and then click save image as. And now that I've saved the image, all we're going to do now is head over to Google Flow, where we're going to use Nano Banana to generate us a new image. So with that said, I'll see you there. And as you can see, I'm already here, and I've also already pasted in the image that we're going to be remaking. And all we're going to do is drag it over here, and then you're going to want to give it a prompt so that it can actually generate a new image with the thing that you exactly want. So with that said, I'll do that right now. And as you can see, I just gave it a quick little prompt, and I basically wrote, I want you to remake this image, but instead of a black man, I want you to make him white. I want him to also have a beard, and my brand colors are more on the red side, so you can also tailor this to the brand color. I want you to keep the image as detailed as possible, paying attention to every littlest detail. And with that said, this is pretty much the prompt. This is something that I came up with in the last minute. And with that said, that's pretty much it. And all you're going to want to do now is click over here, select picture, 1:1 ratio. Then you're going to want to click Nano Banana Pro and click ×4, because this basically means that we're going to get 4 versions that we can later actually pick the version that we actually like best and then use it on our website. So with that said, now I'm going to hit enter, and as you can see, it's generating us the images, and I'll see you once it does that. And oh my god, as you can see, to not lie to you guys, within like 30 seconds, these are the 4 images that it generated me, and as you can see, they all look flipping amazing. Let's just click on this one for example. As you can see, the attention to detail on the hands, on the packaging, even on his beard, just wow. I don't know if the recording does it justice, but this looks amazing. This looks like a real person, and just a few years back, you would easily have to pay $200–300 for a session just to get images similar to this. And now you can create them for completely free from your own house, and you can make the images look custom and completely tailored to your own brand, and this is the quality that you get. But with that said, let's actually download the image and see how it looks on our website. And as you can see, it looks absolutely amazing, and in just a few minutes we were able to create a completely custom image just by taking inspiration from our competitor. And this is also basically what I recommend doing with every image that you want to redo, because this is what makes a store truly stand out and actually feel like an established brand instead of just a copy of someone else's store. And with that said, now that we've gone over how to clone this store, I'll finish remaking it, and once mine is finished, I'll see you for the final reveal. Alright, so I've just finished, and as you can see on the side-by-side comparison, after copying and reworking our competitor's store with a little bit of work, we didn't just copy our competitor. Instead, we built a website that beats theirs in every possible way. We didn't write a single line of code ourselves. It was completely free, and it only took us 10 minutes to do. But real quick, copying a winning store is the easy part. Making good ads that actually get people onto your store in the first place is what really makes the difference. So if you want to learn exactly how to do that, click on this video and I'll see you there.